And welcome back to the Veil of Vesir. We are Mimic Decision, a group of nerds who got together and decided to play something Daggerheart-ish for and with all of you at home. So if you want to join in, if you're here to play along, have a seat, make our table a little bigger, and get ready to help us write the story. For those who don't know us, I'm Matt. I'll be your GM tonight. And with me this week, because their punch card is one session away from a free Sunday, are Tom, Tim, John, and Aubrey, continuing their role as our heroic party. If you want to catch up on any of their past adventures or anything else that we have been working on, you can check out our YouTube at youtube.com/@mimicdecision. Check out the post section there as well to check in on some regular polling that we do so that you can get involved in telling the story even when you're not here live. And of course, if you want to join us live, we're here every Wednesday at twitch.tv/mimicdecision at 5:30 Pacific. All of that out of the way. When last we played, our party had just gotten out of a fierce battle in the hold of Balloon Keep, a fortress down in the subterranean roots of Vesir, fighting against a group of mercenaries of which they knew very little. They managed to survive, but just barely, while freeing the keep, and meeting their newly freed prisoner, Kellen Trant, the supposed ex-commander of the Red Dawn mercenaries. The party has agreed to take him along with them on their way out of the woods, at least for now. Beyond that, the party largely took some time to themselves, gathered their wits, and began to long rest to recover from last session. So today, as we come in on the party, they are, in fact, if not asleep yet, settling down into it for their rest to kick in. Party, for your parts, did you have any questions before we really start up?
None.
Alra, go ahead.
No, I just said
Go.
none.
Okay.
Well then, something like night settles on Bloom Keep. It is still lit in its own ways, although it has dimmed the lights around our party as they settle down to rest. And I'm going to take some time to check in on each of our companions as they fall asleep and see how we're doing. So, Tormund, I'd like to start with you.
All right.
How's Tormund sleeping?
Tormund is sleeping the sleep of a person who's used to being able to sleep on demand as needed. It is a trained skill for him. The restful sleep, the worry sleep, those types of sleeps are for other times when he's back in a more comfortable area, a known area. He doesn't know how long he'll have for sleeping. So, it's I lay down, I sleep for rest. I'm not trying to think. He has his own little tricks to fall asleep, and it works well for him.
Tormund, as you lay down to get to your rest and slowly sink away to sleep, you find yourself pulled away to dream. I don't know how often Tormund dreams or how often he remembers those dreams, but tonight, at least, today, whatever time of day it is, Tormund, you find yourself standing in the square of Alatane's Spear, much as it was on the first day of our campaign with the Remembrance Day Festival not in full swing, but beginning to kick off. It's early morning. The air is cool and crisp. There are people moving all about, and you are working on your stew.
The one that I won.
I can't speak to that.
Just to be clear, it is that time, right? It is that event.
It is. You look down and you recognize the stew you were cooking, the recipe that you settled on for that day. You can smell it starting to warm up. It's still pretty early in the process, so it hasn't really fully come together. but you are working. You can see your competitors also working at their nearby stations, and the kids are in fact running about, awake early and excited to cheer you on. They are already causing havoc around this part of the square.
Yes.
They look at you and laugh and run off some more.
Is it... Man, I don't remember exactly how this happened. Like that. Does it still
Okay.
feel exactly the same?
Does it feel exactly the same? No, it doesn't, because looking down at it, you realize that you're standing here in this moment, but you're Tormund from now. You are looking around, but you have the memories of all of it that's happened to you since then.
So it's more... Is it more like a lucid dream? Like I am realizing that... So disclaimer,
I suppose.
Thomas in real life, like me, when I sleep, like I never experience like dreams where I'm interacting with it. I rarely remember them in the morning. I imagine I dream. Most people do, but so I'm trying to project this, like understand how the mechanics.
You may interact with this setting if you wish. You don't have to. I can move along if you'd like, but I am pausing to give you that moment.
Can I judge myself on how I'm making this too? How I made it back then?
Sear is good. You've got some really nice color on the meat going, and the smell from that is very pleasant. The seasoning is on point. You wish your vegetables had been of better quality, but overall, you're making a very solid stew. That said, it looks like the look and smells of your competitors are also quite skilled.
Mm-hmm. Looking around, do I see... Wait, no, those two happened hours before the main events, right? Like the...
Correct. Yeah, the cooking was in the morning before.
Right. How... I'm still going to look around. Did anything seem suspicious is the wrong word? Did people seem... And out of place again, it's a big festival that has lots of different people, so out of place is a weird term to use for this.
Sure.
I'm fully aware, but like anybody that seems and I'm sorry for like shifty, like
I understand. I'll tell you at this point, no.
Okay.
At the moment, you know, as the festival is being set up, everybody seems to be about their business pretty earnestly, with the exception of the two children who are cavorting around the cooking area. No, this is Gaetel at peace. Not.
I'm going to enjoy that moment of peace then.
Okay. And as you sink into that, getting into the cooking process and enjoying the brief respite from your recent adventures, you feel a chill. And the world around you kind of gets caught up in a very heavy breeze. This cold wind comes whipping down to the streets, and blowing up leaves from places you hadn't even seen, and it just blinds you for a half second. And as they clear, you find that you are still standing in that same square, but the atmosphere has changed. You recognize where you are again. There's a bowl of stew in front of you again. You're cooking. A large pot. This was during the siege of Gaetel. Toward the end of it, in fact. You look around, and there are about 100 men standing around you, the company that you served with during the siege. Today, 33 of those men are dead. 20-something are unaccounted for. I'm sorry, you just want to say?
I wasn't a guard during the siege.
That's right.
I was a chef. Anyway, it's fine. We can
Wait, I
check.
thought
You
that was at the
are in your
beginning.
dream.
You know what? In my dream, I'm a guard. I'm completely fine. Sorry. Let's move on. Dreams don't always make sense. I could still have served with those.
Stop. It's okay. This was toward the end of the siege.
Mm-hmm.
The Red Tide had happened 2 years before this.
Oh, okay.
You were a guard.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
This was a meal. The pall here is not something that actually existed on this night. The feeling of sadness that you see when you look at this is not what your actual memory of this night was. This was almost a celebration. Things were going well. Things were leading toward a diplomatic resolution. The next day, your company would fight on the walls. 12 more of your men would die. And the day after, the ceasefire would be made. This moment fades as well. The wind whipping back around you. You find yourself back on Alatane's spear, this time on the day of the Remembrance Festival, but this time much later. Not quite evening, not quite at the time of the attack, but you do recognize where you're standing. And you see something that should catch your eye, but if it doesn't, a voice echoes out behind you. Watch closely. And you see a group of Valkyrian priests standing next to a group of Conics. Most of them are standing with their backs to the center, staring out at the group, at the people around them, watching closely. Some of them have hands on weapons. But what you do notice as you're looking closely is the priest in the center and the Conic in the center trade something. A package for a package. You're not sure exactly what was in there, but you do recognize the priests as the ones that you saved that night.
Question. Just taking a step back. Do I recognize the voice that says "watched carefully"?
No, not in as much as it's a voice that you can place. The tone of it sounds a little familiar, but you can't see where that you can't think of anybody that connects to.
Okay. Not that. Okay. Okay. Watch a little bit. Am I hidden in this scene, or am I like standing in the middle, like right next to them doing the trade?
You're standing at a distance, not somewhere you were that night, not at that time. You find yourself almost floating, and in fact, you realize you are floating. Their meeting was on a bridge. The bridge that you were on that night is where they met, and you find yourself kind of floating in the air, maybe 6 feet away from them. You can see them pretty closely. You can make out features. You don't recognize any of them as anybody of note to you, but if you saw them again, you would recognize these men. Assuming these are actually the men that were there that night, of course.
Okay. So the ones on the bridge, if I try to move closer, can I see what they actually traded? Or can I see it from here?
All you can see are 2 wrapped packages, parcels. One no bigger than your palm. The other a little bigger, maybe about like 2 VHS tapes stacked on top of each other.
That is a reference that is not going to help a lot of people. But
I mean,
yeah.
Thick book.
like one of the later Harry Potter books. I don't want to reference Harry Potter, but like that's what comes to my mind for that size. Sorry.
Sorry.
Go
Yeah,
ahead.
I'm just being a bit of a smartass.
It's fine. You're good.
How sneaky are they being? It's on a bridge in the middle of a festival, right?
It's the kind of surreptitious that you would expect from people who don't know how to be surreptitious. Now that you have served quite some time as a guard, you've seen actual pros do this kind of thing. This is not that.
I've seen Morales do things or not do things.
This is some rookie behavior. They're making themselves pretty obvious, if I'm being honest.
I see. But they're both relatively high up, so my inclination would be that they, or like not high up, but they're from important organizations, that they're
Correct.
doing something that their organization is not aware of. Because both those organizations probably has some experienced people for doing this. So my guess would be that they're doing this out of their own initiative.
Interesting. Okay.
Or, you know, somewhere like the level of the person who's starting this does not have access to the operatives that would result in like this.
Sure, I understand what you're saying. You're saying that,
Yeah.
that the lack of skill apparent here is proof that these organizations as a whole are not involved.
That would be my first thought, under the assumption that, you know, they're not selling the trade so that everybody can see what's going on.
Sure.
But
Interesting.
So the priests, there are two possibilities. Like, how long is this before the attack in terms of time?
Less than half an hour.
Okay.
Probably closer to 10 minutes, if I'm being honest.
Mm-hmm. Is time advancing? Is time under Tormund's control at all? Like, does it feel like watching a VHS tape?
No.
An interactive VHS tape?
You are a passive observer here,
Mhm.
and time seems to be slowing to a crawl now that you've passed the moment that matters.
Can I get a better description of what the priests and the Valkyrians look like? Is it possible to kind of...
The priests are larger individuals. They are all muscular, scarred. These are probably men and women who served as seraphs, you know, during some wars previously. They look on the older side for the most part, with maybe one exception. They are probably all in, you know, gray hair kind of ages. The conic is distinctive. He has blue scales, and he is surrounded by black scaled conics in very kind of ornate looking clothing. It's not armor, but it has the kind of look of a uniform.
So the conic has ornate armor. Okay.
Clothing.
Oh, clothing, sorry.
Yeah, they were not armed for this,
Right.
outside of a couple bodyguards with swords.
Kind of digging into my memory. Have I seen this conic before? It's a weird thing. Like, is there like a sense of familiarity? I understand I don't have a...
Probably
Get it.
not.
Right.
But I mean, like, you know his name. You know who this is. Like,
Oh, sorry, who is this?
I mean, I can't. Let me find my notes, buddy. You did have this name shared with you in the day. I'm gonna see if I can dig it out. He is from the Greyheart family line. Maybe I don't have a full name for you.
Is he the is he the noble that we didn't help?
Correct.
I see. Sorry, my bad. If you said it, my brain was a bit slow there.
Yes, correct. These are the two groups that you had an option between helping in the first session.
I see. They traded a package. That is basically what I saw. We already know that the noble has been sanctioned, might be a big thing, but at least smacked down by...
He's been disowned.
Oh, it's been this. I thought he just got smacked down. No, this.
No, he was disowned by the Greyheart family after this.
Okay. So, that leads even more suspicion to they didn't know what they were doing, or he's been used as a sacrificial pawn by someone. Either or, he didn't know what he was doing. That guy.
As you
Are there? Sorry.
but
Are there people watching them surreptitiously? People who are maybe better at hiding?
now for that you need a roll.
What type?
Give me instinct.
Oh, good. Can I use veteran of the front line for this? Leaning on the experience of being on guard, seeing movement, seeing things like that. Maybe a bit of a stretch, but it's worth asking.
You've got the hope. I'll
Okay. Uh, 16 plus 2, 18. 21 with hope.
You notice two individuals who are throwing regular glances toward this group at the bridge, in ways that are substantially more surreptitious than what the individuals on the bridge are to themselves. The first is a halfling. You don't recognize them. It's a young halfling man, probably in his early 20s. Dressed kind of roughly. He's got a drink in one hand and a leg of some kind of meat in the other hand, and he's taking big gulps and chewing and acting kind of rowdy and raucous over in the corner where he's at. But you notice after a while that he keeps glancing over, and he does not look as drunk as he is acting. Additionally, you notice in the corner someone most people wouldn't have even picked up on, but there's a fungal from the Violet Caps, the group of Violet Caps, his iconic purple burning cap, kind of giving him away, leaning just in the corner, against like an alleyway opening near where the Conics would eventually end up, where you would see them fight off some wolves, and he's not moving; he's just standing watching. And again, not somebody you recognize from your time in the city, but like the Violet Caps are pretty ever present post the siege, so they do kind of have a tendency to just blend in when they're being quiet. Nobody's really paying this one any mind, but you are certain he's watching.
Okay.
And as you kind of take a moment, as you take that in and try to begin processing what any of that could mean, you find the scene around you changing once more. You find yourself now in a tavern. Not one you recognize, but it seems like any standard mid-tier tavern around Gaiatel. There are dozens, if not hundreds, of them across the city. It's crowded, busy. There's a lot of talking, and you find yourself standing in front of a table, and a voice that is only familiar because you just heard it a minute or two ago says, "Tormund, why don't you have a seat?" Sitting at the table, looking up at you, is a young man. He has slightly too long, shaggy blonde hair, and probably his first real beard's growth coming in. He's maybe 18, maybe 19.
There was a male voice. I thought it was a noble woman that you were doing.
It's a young man.
Okay.
He's a little slender for it, but he's dressed in the outfits of a recruit to the Vesir Guard. The most striking part of him, though, is he has a spear inserted into his stomach, coming out at an angle where it's kind of leaning against the table somewhat awkwardly. He doesn't seem to mind. He just gestures down at the chair across the room. If you wouldn't mind.
Do I recognize him? Is he one of the... Maybe a little bit metagamey, but is he one of the people who died on my squad in the past?
He's not, but he could have been.
Okay.
He looks like a lot of recruits you've seen over the years. Young, not quite fully grown into themselves yet when they join. Taken down before they get a chance to.
To learn all the... Yeah, okay. Who might you be?
I'm going to let you hold on to that question for now. I promise I'll give you one answer. You can pick the question. But I came to give you a warning, Tormund. The Red Dawn, Caria Green. There are problems that need a solution. But there's symptoms. There's something real coming after. Gaiatel isn't ready. You need to help it.
How do you know this? What?
One question, Tormund. But you can talk as much as you like. I'll happily listen.
Tormund steals himself a bit. You can tell, forcible. He's not used to being dragged in for whatever dimension this is. This is a interesting place that we're in.
As you talk, a waitress comes by, dropping a tankard of ale in front of both of you, as well as bowls of a fresh, hearty stew.
I imagine it's too late for you and for that spear.
He looks at you, raises an eyebrow, raises the cup, and it's never too late for me, Tormund. And he drinks, draining about half the tankard in a go. As you look down, you realize the stew is your stew from the competition.
It is my stew.
Mhm.
I am an acolyte.
You tried some that day. You've eaten it. Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm an acolyte of the prime seasoning,
Mhm.
the god of food, the god of serving food to people. Would I know if it has been tampered with? Do you understand? I'm not asking for general poison detection. Do I know on a raw level? Is this my food? Is this a projection of my food? Is this a lie?
It's a great question. Generally speaking, I would at least give you advantage in checking for somebody having tampered with your food. Here, today, in this environment, You're confident it hasn't been. There's a certainty in you that you can't explain, but you do feel.
Does he have stew in front of him also?
He does, and as you deliberate in your head, he has taken a heel of bread, scoops some up, and he is just going to town on it. The gut wound not seeming to slow his appetite at all. He looks up at you and just says, "Good stew."
I am also going to eat some, if only for the relaxation and the mental steadiness that it provides.
It's
While I'm
warm.
trying.
It's rich. It's as delicious as you remember it from the day you made it. You don't know if you won that competition, but you know you made a damn good stew.
Mm-hmm. It's dark out, bad, like, it's rough, and like you sit down and you eat some warm stew and everything somehow feels just a bit better. Whatever your food may be that you enjoy. You're only able to give one answer. This
I
is
said, I'm not in a rush. If you need to unburden yourself, I can listen. But I am limited to one answer.
It's been interesting. I thought I had left these days behind, honestly. I was
That's what
happy
days
being
behind. Protecting people? Helping them? Serving them?
seeing people die around you.
We all know
Indecision.
that's the cost. As he says that, he just reaches up and kind of shuffles the spear in his stomach.
Oh. Yes. Couple new scars, new divots on my shell.
You're lucky.
And as he does that, he kind of, Torment, kind of like holds the mug a little bit tighter for a bit. Just visibly like straightens himself and needs some more of his stew. A little bit. Yes. It's often someone else, isn't it? At least someone else stays alive. When did it... Can you ask her questions about yourself? No, I didn't think so.
Answer.
Share a bit about yourself, about your history.
My history. I don't remember when I came to be. It was after a battle. That I'm sure of. I remember the suffering, the pain, but also the spirit of those who stood after, unbroken. I grew up in that environment, molded by those who lived through that, told the tale, or didn't. He looks to the spear again in his stomach. People don't come to me for strength. They come to me for spirit, for spine to stand tall. You know me, Torment. And with that, I think,
Salatane.
thank
Yeah.
you for
Yeah.
the band hammer. I think with that, Torment, I don't know if you awaken. You do leave, but you do leave this dream.
But
And we leave Torment to wrestle with those thoughts as we move along to another In Bloom Keep. Tambid, how are you sleeping?
Quite poorly. I think kind of probably take a couple hours, to fall asleep and then up and back asleep all throughout the night.
Sure. We've all been there. I think about the third time that you go down, you're tired enough to actually slip into some sleep, your emotions and thoughts running wild, not being able to hold back that at the end of the day, biological process kick.
Sure.
But it doesn't feel restful because just it feels like a moment after you close your eyes, you're standing in the trees. In a treetop village, in fact, a Simia village in the Pact Lands. You stand up in this interconnected village of tree houses and bridges and lines and hammocks that connect all of this Simia village, and you hear the sound of metal and forges and the different industrial work down from below. The Simia village in the top, an orcish village in the bottom, working together kind of symbiotically. That's the village that you come from. And you remember as you come in, you feel home. It's an odd sensation for someone who hasn't been there in quite some time, and someone who hasn't been alive long enough to really have been gone that long. But you look around and you feel a little nostalgic looking at the various Simia and orcs going about their business. And it is, in fact, one of these orcs who comes and leans on the railing next to you. Doesn't even look up at you, but you hear his voice, and you're certain he's talking to you even before he says your name. Tell me true. What side are you on, Tambid?
You'll need to clarify that one a little bit more. Which sides are we talking about?
Not if you have to ask that. I suppose the answer is clearly not mine. Don't worry. Nobody can watch us, Tambid. It's just you and me.
Yeah. Still a little confused because I still don't know what your side is.
And I see you picked up my prisoner, Kellen. Are you planning to come visit me, Tambid? It's not going to go well for you.
I mean, I wasn't planning on it, but I assume Kellen is.
You and your friends are getting up to some interesting things.
Mostly just yesterday.
People
There
are
was the
starting
death
to notice.
Yeah, that is true. I
They're not
think.
going to be able to avoid the attention, Tambid.
Have you decided you're one of those people?
I think. Well, I think you're not quite enough to notice just yet. But obviously I'm thinking about it.
I think some unfortunate people have already noticed. And perhaps a few fortunate.
Maybe a few more fortunate than you realize. What if I told you we could work together? I could change your life.
Lots of things can change my life.
For you and your family.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like you're doing some pretty messed up things, not real sure.
Nobody will remember at the end. We'll win. We'll write the story. Just like
Maybe.
the tide.
A long way to go.
Oh, certainly. But we'll get
There's
there.
players who haven't even started yet.
Maybe. But I think the head start's going to do what it needs to. Think about it.
You might be right.
You help me, I can help you and yours. All of yours. Don't answer
I
now.
would-
Sleep on it. And with that, Canvas Dream comes to an end. And once again, you find yourself frustratingly in the world of the waking.
Yeah. I do think now I would not be able to go back to sleep, so I would just be up silently.
Fair. Tormund has been disturbed. Tambit has been awakened. Belu, how are you sleeping tonight?
The bath helped, but he's not. I guess he's not got a super restful sleep going on. Normally, he's used to sleeping in places he's not familiar with, but that's generally driven by him traveling on foot a large distance and him being very tired,
Mm-hmm.
and then him potentially having helped some people that day. He's kind of doing the opposite right now, where I mean, I guess technically he's helping some people, but in a very different way. He's putting the hurt on quite a few people that, especially in the case of these soldiers, when they all sort of stopped attacking when their leaders went down. He's wrestling with the potential ramifications of that, meaning were they doing something that they wanted to do, or were they doing something that they were being compelled to do by something that wasn't them, in which case they were potentially innocent, and he still kind of put a hurt on some of them unintentionally, on to some of the degrees there. Anyway, he's wrestling with a few things mentally. He is sleeping, but it isn't restful.
I'm sorry to say I'm probably not going to make it more so, but I will take what you have, a bit of sleep, and take you on a detour. Belu finds himself... Well, I'll let you tell me this part. You're standing outside your home. The home where you shared life with your wife.
Oh. Okay.
She's inside cooking. You're outside butchering a deer.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me what the scene looks like.
Yeah. It's a nice, small, kind of 2-ish room cabin on a fairly large plot of land, sort of at the base of a mountain. And we are in Falkir, where Belu's wife grew up. Not where Belu grew up, but it's closer to her family. So
Sure.
he made the move. You see fields off in the distance over a small rise that the harvest is kind of done for the year at this point. It's all basically ready to be loaded up and taken and sold. A few days ride to the market where that gets done. He's standing in an area that is somewhat dedicated to what he's doing now. This is where he brings what he hunts, and he gets it clean and gets the meat separated from the non-meat. Does it in a very specific spot that is also very easy to clean afterwards, so that it doesn't attract the wrong kind of wildlife. So yeah, he'll be standing in a non-covered area, but it's a sort of a nice little wooden table that he's made that he uses. It's at a good height for him, maybe a little tall for his wife, but he's got the deer belt pretty much processed at this point and kind of ready to go, and he's just standing there after a kind of what's been a fairly long day, as they all are on a farm. Just really content with the way his life is going.
Sure. Your muscles are tired. Your back is sore.
Mm-hmm.
You've been up since before dawn, but the day's coming to an end. You can smell dinner nearly being done, and your work is just about finished. Just some firewood to cut, then you can call it a day. And at that moment, you hear your wife's voice call out, "Bela, Bela, come help me."
Yes, dear, I will worship immediately and be inside in just a moment.
Bela makes his way to the cabin.
Wash place. Yeah.
Sure. Take a moment to clean himself up and steps into the house. And you find yourself standing not in your home, but in a church, a temple, a Valkyrian temple. In fact, looking around, you see the 8-pointed star iconography, the 8 deaths of Valkyr, all the usual kinds of things that are in almost every Valkyrian chapel. This doesn't look familiar to you. It's not one you've been in specifically, but it feels like every other one you've ever been in, if you know what I mean. The stone pews are there, made to keep people paying more attention than something more comfortable might. And this church is almost completely empty. There is a single fire crackling on the altar, shedding light throughout the room, reflecting off the 8-sided diamond above that, reflects the glory of Valkyr. There is a single man sitting in one of these pews. He is wearing an odd set of robes that are black with what appear to be red lining, or maybe a second red sleeve poking out underneath, and up also around the collar. He's a pale man. He's got blonde hair going gray, pale blue eyes, a bit of a beard, trimmed neatly, but it still feels a little scruffy somehow. But he looks at you as you enter, and he gives you it's not a smile, but there's absolutely the feeling of a grin to the look he gives you. And he just says, "I'll be Belu. You look shorter in person."
I quite usually hear the opposite of that statement from people.
You haven't met me before. Pleasure to meet
It
you.
is true. Hello. I am Belu, which you seem to have already known. May I ask your name?
I don't have one so much these days. But we'll get back to that. But you are Belu, baby Belu.
Yes.
You're having a rough time. I can see it.
Yes.
It's going to get rougher before it gets better.
You say that, but it is quite rough at the moment.
You'll get easier too. And for a while, that'll get harder.
I see you like to speak in riddles a bit.
I'm an abstract thinker, is what they always said.
I see.
A little outside the lines.
I see.
But
What brings you to?
I came here with a purpose, Belu. My baby boy Belu, I have a warning for you. And you're gonna hate it.
Okay.
This violence that you're so good at, that makes you so sad, is going to be necessary to protect them all. Them all. You hear me? Your own baptism in blood will spare the others. But, and I need you to hear this. I need you to hear this. Mercy will cost you. It will cost you something you don't even know you have to lose yet. Do you hear me, Belu?
I have lost everything at this point.
You don't know. Not yet. Not yet.
You seem quite upset and quite intense. Are you all right?
You ever had to go all in, so to speak? Put all your chips on the table at once. One throw of the dice. One shot.
I'm not much of a gambling man myself.
Truth be told, neither was I.
Hmm.
But sometimes all you got is one shot, and I'm taking it. I'm not saying you're that shot. Maybe you're part of it. To that end, I can answer one question. One question you got for me, I can answer it.
Oh. It is a big responsibility to think of the right question at this point.
Isn't it, though?
Yes.
I like the way you take things responsible, Belu. Makes my heart proud. If I had a heart. That's a different story.
Kind of gonna look in and see if I can get a better look at that now. Like, what is he talking about now? That's kind of weird. This setting is. I have not been here, but it is not completely unfamiliar to me.
Oh, yeah, Falconists like their iconography, don't they? Their eights and their whatever the hell all this is supposed to be.
It is a bit opulent for my taste, but
But they know what makes a god. That's what they got going for them.
that is what they seem to believe. Yes. Never had much use for them myself, but the wife was quite devoted.
Yeah, that's you, my favorite little agnostic cleric.
Oh, one question to ask you. Can they all be saved?
What a question to ask me. There's certain definitions of all. I'm not being a smartass. I'm not trying to riddle you. Of course, you can't save them all. You know this world. It's soaked in blood.
Of course.
But for some ways that you mean that question, yes, you can. Good luck, baby boy. And with that, you find yourself no longer in the Falcon's chamber, but stepping back into your home. You know, the echo of your wife's call still on the air. You look around. Food is finished. The cooked food is ready, but she is nowhere to be found. Bailey, you spend some time looking, ransacking the house at first, running outside, looking around for her. You don't find her. Eventually, you awaken as well.
He's just as bad. When you reach my age, you are walking in the middle of the night by sudden urges that have to be taken care of several times a night. So, Belu will, now being very confused and,
I know.
thinking, that was a weird dream. He'll get up and go find a privy.
There's one in the room with you. You're good. Or at least a chamber pot.
That's not the one he
Make-
wants.
Yeah, don't make
That
too
was a
much
little
noise,
too-
please, when you do it.
Yeah, that was a little too loud for them. Just go find a mushroom tree outside.
You may go about your business as you will.
What?
Decompress as you need. And while Belu seeks to mark his territory on a mushroom tree, let's
I
move
was
on.
like, why a mushroom? And then I remembered, oh yeah, we're in the roots. Just, okay.
Just
It,
randomly.
it
sticking
makes
out a
sense.
mushroom,
It
that's
makes
weird.
sense. He promises.
I was about to take it personally.
Save that for what's coming next. Let's move on to the last member of our party this evening. Morella, you've had a nice bath and had a chance to, tend to at least some of your wounds post-battle. How are you sleeping?
Not well. Because yeah, she had a bath, a productive bath, but a bath.
That's right, you got
so
some work done.
That's cozy.
Mhm.
And she had a bag delivered to her before, back in Lindholm, from her apartment in the city. And definitely in that bag is at least a couple pair of cozy pajamas, which in this case is more like a ruffly long top and matching pants and a robe. And the robe packs small, but when you shake it up, it floofs out, and it's just super ridiculously fluffy. It's like a pocket wagon or a pocket base, but a pocket robe.
robe.
Just a
Great.
trick with this material. It's very popular among traveling bards. And
Pocket robe
like,
coming to you soon from a Mimic Decision store near you.
yes, if you can afford it. That's
Okay. I have to ask, what
She's-
color is the robe and the pajamas? What's this look like?
blue.
But all blue?
Yes, like a periwinkly blue.
Okay. All right.
But yeah, and she's like in a room that is not her style. It belonged to some big hulking soldier dude whose whiskey she has partly annihilated. And she's attempting to sleep in a gigantic bed fit for some big hulking soldier dude who almost killed some of her traveling companions.
So it smells a bit like him
And-
too.
Yeah, that's not great. I imagine. What did he smell like?
Oddly
he actually
well
smelled
groomed.
good.
Yeah, he actually did seem to he bathed pretty regularly. He was a gentleman barbarian, I guess, for lack of a better term.
I see. So we chose poorly. Should have left him alive.
Maybe next time.
Yeah, so she's had a bath and she has cozy jammies and she's had a bit to drink. And all of that should help her sleep. But it's all at war with the ick from earlier. Like, she had the mage's hatred, like, literally running through her. There are all the dead fungrel, frighteningly injured party members, dead friends of party members. So
Sense.
So, yeah, it's a little bit more like an increasing tensing of her mushy, not quite bones because of all of that. Plus, another colony seems to be missing. And maybe it was related to the golden spore, and that's concerning. And her not quite friends, not quite kids back at home haven't been seen, and who even knows what's going on there? So, she's having a rough time falling asleep. But she's probably using the fungal network as like background TV channel noise.
Makes sense. That background noise to help her sleep, to help her put all of this inner conflict, inner turmoil to the side and get some rest because she knows she needs it at the end of the day. Now, you mentioned that bag that those pajamas were in that you got from your apartment back in the city. It's good because that's where I want you to think about, because that's what I want you to tell us about right now.
Oh, that's what
Because
Morella thinks about all the time.
as you sink into sleep, you find yourself working your way into dreamland, just like the rest of your party has, and you find yourself standing at the door to your apartment. Tell us about it.
Well, the door looks like any other extremely fancy door in this apartment building. That is pretty elite and might be a little strange that she lives there because she's just an assistant. And around the door are like vines that hang. It's kind of like a faux fungrally, or maybe some of it's even like actually, built into everything.
Mm-hmm.
But there's kind of an array of people who live here, so it's not strictly fungal in design. And she's
You mean
got a
the building,
spare
not the
key
apartment,
or
right?
two. Yes, yeah. The apartment itself is pretty. I guess also kind of a mix. It's pretty neat that way. Do we go in? Are we in the apartment?
You do, and as you enter, I have a question for you. Correct me if I'm wrong first. Morella's partner, his name was Cal, is that right?
Locke.
Locke, I'm sorry, I don't know where it came from. Locke. When Locke and Morella had to communicate but couldn't meet, did you have ways of leaving messages for each other?
If they couldn't fungal network,
Yeah, they did.
then
Mhm.
yeah, I mean, I would assume so.
As you enter the apartment, you realized, I think, two things. I'm just assuming, correct me if I'm wrong here. I assume the apartment has evolved over time, and that Morella is the kind of person who, if I showed her a picture of the apartment, could tell me pretty much exactly when that picture is from because of how the apartment was decorated.
Yes, probably.
Okay. So this is the apartment as you left it, a few weeks ago. But also, there is a single piece of white paper, looks a bit like a scrap, sticking up from behind the bread basket on your counter. Something that denotes a message has been hidden in your apartment.
Would that be the message?
No,
that'd be super obvious.
That's just the sign that you should know where to look. There is a message waiting for you in the apartment. It's in your bedroom. It's behind a false panel on the wall. It's not really that secure, and you know that, which is why you didn't use it for like real work. You tended to just use it for talking to Locke. And you find the letter. It's hastily scratched out in a handwriting you don't recognize on parchment. And as you look, the letters start to swim. They start to flex, to rotate, to unfold, to shift, the ink spreading out, filling the paper out from the center and creating an image. In this image in your hand is a hallway. At the end of the hallway, there's a door. And as you hold it, you see the point of view of the image moving forward through the hall, reaching toward the door. Eventually, as you watch the image, really unable to stop in this moment, you see a hand reaching out from the point of view toward the door handle. And you realize that you've reached out as well, and as you've done so, your hand has touched the paper and slid into it. And all around you, the world has gone sepia-toned. Blacks and browns and tans mixed together that swirl, and you see your apartment in this kind of sepia-toned sketch image, just like the hallway before you are swallowed whole by the letter in your hand. We see it kind of flutter down to the ground, and on that paper, we see a sketched Morella enter a room at the end of the hall. And Morella, you find yourself still in that kind of sepia-toned sketch universe, yourself looking somewhat odd to your own eyes as you look around. You open the door and you find you're in a large home, a large single-room home. On the far end, you can see what looks like a folding screen with a heavy blanket draped over it. That looks like it's providing privacy, maybe to a bed or a privy area of a sort. But beyond that, it's just this large, well-appointed, beautiful home. To many, it would look cluttered. To you, it is expertly decorated, tastefully done. It is this mix of real art and things that are more valuable just because they are valuable. That somebody has just kind of collected over time and made a home out of. There's no theme, there's no central decorating plan, there's just this organically grown home. And standing in the center of that home at a cooking pot, in fact, not stirring it, not even touching it. In fact, as you watch, the cooking pot is stirring itself. And this person leans in and takes a deep breath and lets out a sigh. And you look, and it's it takes you a minute to recognize you're looking at a dwarf. That's not a race that you've probably ever seen in your life in Vesir. They are exceptionally rare. You might have encountered one or two in Gaetel. That's one of the few places where it happens occasionally, but they tend to keep to themselves outside of cities, the few that are known around. But this individual has kind of a thick, very, very soft, silken-looking black beard and long black hair, and they turn around and they look at you, sniffing the stew again. And they say, I do love the food, but gosh, I feel like I don't give back enough sometimes, Welcome in, Morella. Would you have a seat?
Sure, yeah. You're cooking something?
No, the others do that. We work together, like I said. They cook, I eat. I worry that's not enough sometimes. Maybe we can give back a little bit. Maybe you can help me.
Oh, I don't know about that. I'm not really you don't want me anywhere near a kitchen? Even a stew pot. I might make it go bad.
Oh, I know better than to ask you to cook, my dear. But somebody needs to run the kitchen. And the house that's in it. And all of the houses connected to it. The metaphor is breaking down, but what I'm saying is I swear I rehearsed this better before. Morella, hard times are coming. I think you know that.
No, everything seems great right now.
The world's going to need a little more comfort in the coming days. A home. A place where even without a home, somebody can be home. And a place like that has a lot of potential to be misused if the wrong person's running it.
With all due respect, right? Stew maker,
Stew eater.
stew eater. Sorry, it's a little. I'm not really a kitchen runner or a home runner, homemaker. That's.
Oh,
I'm not sure you're talking to the right person here.
then what are you?
Just me, just trying to take care of me, right? That's.
Just the woman who managed to tame Bloom Keep in under a minute.
Well,
You know, the
do a
colony of
lot with a
Tavir
minute.
sends young Funger out here to try to bond with the Keep and gives them years before it decides whether or not it worked.
Well, I don't really know anything about that. I left the roots when I was pretty young, so.
Did you know you have the most tastefully appointed apartment in all of Gaiatel?
Well, yeah, that's not surprising.
I'm partially full of shit. It is very nice, but there hasn't really been a way, if you will. I think I know you well enough, Marilla. Maybe better than you're willing to let people know you in general these days. And I think you're exactly who I want running my hearth.
I don't really know what to say to that.
I know.
I have a job. It keeps me pretty busy.
I'll keep you busier.
When I'm back in the city, I mean.
And in return, I'll answer any question you have.
Well, that just feels like such a trap, because now if I ask you, you know, about running the hearth and what that really all means, then isn't that a question? Oh, did I just waste it?
Do I look like a lawyer to you, Marilla? The intent is what matters. You can try to downplay this by making light of it, but I am being serious. Difficulties are ahead for Gaiatel. My hearth could offer succor to many. And I think you're the one to run it.
I still don't really know why or what that even means.
I have plans. Things in motion. When you return to Gaiatel, they'll reach out to you. You can say no, of course. But I hope you won't.
You aren't gonna tell me why me? Is this because a lot of people reach out to me in the city? Is that?
It's a bit more than that, I'd say. You have a certain set of skills. You are naturally very connected. I mean that in both senses, I suppose. And you are, I would say, exceptionally talented at flying under the radar. What I envision is a network of taverns, inns, something of the sort, where people who need protection can find it. And where people who want to fight back can. What you're fighting back against, I don't know. Who can tell what the future holds, right? But, just in case. Yeah?
You know, when I was smaller, I thought I'd have a detective agency someday.
Really now.
Yeah. Feels a little far from that. I guess retirement plans change.
I think you might be surprised how close this might get to that at times. It is your skills I'm after all.
All right. Sure. How does this work? Do I have to sign something?
Not yet. Other agents will reach out to you when you return to the city. You will have to return to the city.
Well, of course, I got work.
Very well. Do you have a question for me? Or shall I send you on your way?
A question. Any question?
I'm allowed one.
There's a lot of questionable stuff going on right now.
Isn't there always?
Yeah, but we got whole fungal colonies disappearing and all that. One question. Right. Any question? You know everything and anything.
I imagine there might be some things I don't know. But if you happen to land on one of those, I'll be kind enough to let you ask again.
All right. So where did he go? Come on, you knew that was going to be the question.
You think you found the root. These are just branches. And with that, Morella fades out of the stream. The sepia tones fading away. You find yourself for one more brief moment standing in your apartment. Just a moment to enjoy the feeling of being home for a second. The lights are lit. You can smell something cooking. Or maybe delivered. I don't know what you do. But for a moment, it's a comfortable night at home again. And then you awaken. And with that, it's a little earlier than we usually do this, but I think that will line up for our break. So let's take our 15 there. And guys, we'll be back real soon to continue. Thanks, and come back to help us tell the story. Hi, and welcome back to the Veil of Vesir with Mimic Decision. When last we left off, our party had just been somewhat unceremoniously, rudely, however you want to say it, awoken from some strange dreams. But one way or another, the night goes on. Those who need sleep get some, hopefully. And those who can't will struggle through to the next day. And it is in that vein that we make it to the next morning. I don't know how many of you were asleep. Those of you who aren't find that Sir Castor, Kellen, and Talia have taken it upon themselves to set about making food. They've managed to find some eggs from somewhere in the larders of his place and put together some eggs and bacon that Sir Castor is working out. The rest of you wake up and find them in your own time. The spotlight is to you.
Belu is certainly going to. He probably did fall back asleep with a certain degree of unease, but he's gonna kind of get up and get his pack back together and head towards the. Follow his nose to the smell of bacon and eggs.
Good morning, Velo. It's good to see you.
Sarcasta. I trust you slept well.
Well enough. We thought after all the work that you lot did that we could see to getting you some food.
It is good to see your frying pan getting used for its intended purpose.
Yes, I had to hammer it flat a little bit, but it still heats up
see
well enough.
It has taken quite a few blows to the heads of others recently.
We'll call it seasoning.
I do hope that you were able to wash it out a bit. But,
Yes.
Thank you very much. This is quite kind of you.
It was nothing.
Mm-hmm.
We're happy to help, Mr. Velo.
I very much appreciate it. I believe the others will as well once they are awake for the morning. Did you sleep well, Talia?
Well enough. This place is a little weird.
Yes, it is quite strange.
I didn't realize it was like right below where I live too.
Are we below Gonzo already?
Yes. Yeah, we're nearly to where we're going, so we're pretty close to home.
That is wonderful.
Horizontally, I guess, not vertically.
Sure, but it is nice to be home. And Karen, I see you are still here. Decided not to run off in the night.
Finishes drinking and belches. Yeah, I am still here. I think leaving with you is still my best bet.
It will be nice to have another voice on the journey.
Gets me some alcohol, and I can sing too.
Perhaps it isn't the best for us staying out and defending our charge here, but
That's usually what I said too.
everything in moderation, right?
Most things.
I believe we will leave today, is my understanding. So,
I'm ready when you are.
okay. Lou's kind of going to find a spot where you can sit and
Sure.
enjoy some breakfast.
Pele comes and sits by you and just kind of grins.
Are you happy to be close to home?
It's been a hell of a journey. But we're
Yes,
glad to be back in my bed for the night.
I can imagine. I'm sure your grandmother would be happy to see you again. She's probably been worried.
I'm sure she isn't there, but probably more like a reaming out for losing the wagon and all the people with it.
So isn't that what that you could have done yourself? Control the magic sets the people, but it is not as useful against a large groups that attack. You will have to speak with her the down.
Grammy's
Right.
got some high expectations of the family.
No doubt, no doubt, but we will be there to help explain. I'm sure she will see the reason. Don't know that you get to a position such as the one she has without the ability to listen to others.
That's what everyone says. She's not that bad.
And I'll kind of nudge her. Say, it will be all right.
And we'll walk in just carrying full pack, already packed. Just kind of,
Hi, Tambit.
hi, Talia. I just
Good
go
morning,
about,
Tambit.
get some food, nodding. Morning, Bailu. Start chowing down.
Good
hope you
morning,
slept
everyone.
well.
Oh,
Sorry.
I was just walking in.
Yeah.
Good morning. Thought I heard some movement.
What?
Caster, this smells amazing.
It's eggs and bacon with salt, but it is.
It's
Amazing.
quite good. Do not sell yourself short.
Gives you a nice helping on a plate and passes it to you.
I had the strangest dream last night.
Me too.
Really?
He blushes. Oh, guess it wasn't that strange.
I raise an eyebrow. A very expressive turtle eyebrow without hair, but like nonetheless like a
Takes a perception check to see that eyebrow.
An eyebrow without hair is just an eye ridge.
I raise my eye ridge very high and very obviously. I have
Your
learned
brow
that
bone.
I
Much
have
like
realized that the
many other
people-
things with Galapagos, the eyebrows have teeth.
Oh God.
It's 80% teeth.
Oh. There was a sci-fi show that had like a monster that was just made of teeth, and
Langoliers had teeth.
that's fun.
Do you know how the Alcor in Mass Effect had to explicitly state because people weren't
Yes.
able to understand
Uh-huh.
their emotion?
Yes.
Like species that don't have hair, like for ridges, have learned like to exaggerate their emotions so that other people can understand.
Wow.
I think
way
I
to
like
eyebrow,
the Elcor way.
way to eyebrow normalize.
I mean, there's the elves, there's the humans, there's the halflings, dwarves, all have hair above their.
I have hair everywhere, so can you tell if I raise my eyebrow?
What's a dwarf?
Yeah, your whole
That was
face. does that.
that was actually my follow up going to be like with a Simia or Katari, if they're furry enough, can you tell?
I don't know. It depends on what the pattern around his eye is, right? Like if there's a different pattern enough, yeah, you would see.
Eyebrow or not, somebody arching the space above an eyebrow is relatively distinctive. It's hard to miss.
Right. I have now spent 10 minutes talking about like 10 people
Yes.
perceive like.
Man,
We've determined that Galapagos have feelings.
we determined that Galapagos have teeth, which I'm still not really sure was the correct way to go with things. But like,
Well, let's-
we are where we are, so let's just keep rolling.
Mhm.
Tormund yawns.
Get a
Anyway,
full load of those teeth underneath the beak.
And each of his teeth yawn as well.
Oh,
Individually.
And you
And
see their
e-
teeth?
each
One at a
tooth
time,
has
there-
two eyes,
Randomly.
and those eyes have eye bite cast on them.
guys, what did you guys drink before coming here?
I apologize. Torment is a
Tooth eyes have
monstrosity from
eyebrows, so
beyond.
it's easy to tell when the teeth are expressive.
Oh, that's fair.
Mhm.
All right. I got nothing at this point. Like, I'm-
Yeah, lock it in. Lock it in.
All right, sorry. Back on screen.
Where were we at for this discussion?
Thalia had a dream, and you raised an eyebrow at
He
her.
had a dream as well, yeah, and he raised an eyebrow.
And she blushed. And then it was like, okay. And so I have to be honest. Normally, I don't remember them. Anyway. That barbarian yesterday. He seemed really respected by his troops. I respect that about him. I appreciate it.
You smell good too. I appreciate that. And I will come up with my bag, and big fluffy robe is somehow packed into the bag perfectly.
How did she do it?
Not that anyone knows, but I know, and it fills me with
And we know, and
satisfaction.
I'm flabbergasted.
Mongrel tricks.
She just rolled it up.
It's actually made of mycelial fibers, so she can talk to it and make it roll itself up.
It was going to be something like that, yes.
Drink then.
She actually
Mm.
spent the last hour
Get in
like
the
begging
bag.
it to please roll up.
Please get back in your goddamn bag. It's funny.
Torment, I am surprised at how easy you are able to fall asleep in the evenings. It is a special treat for you, I'm sure.
Promise. Have it happen enough times that you get 3 hours of sleep in a night. You learn very quickly to just sleep. Rest.
I see. Yes. Different experience and different levels of training when it comes to sleep.
Mhm. Which is why I was surprised when I woke up. Not woke up, when I remember my dream. Again, just weird.
Do you not usually?
Oh no. Usually sleep, wake up, feel rested. Sometimes I'll feel a little bit antsy, I guess. Must have had a bad dream, but for the most part, no memories.
I see.
I do
Suppose
wake up
it was a-
sometimes and like, you know, have to jerk awake. But otherwise no.
Had a memorable dream myself last night. It was a bit strange, but
Oh, what about?
oh, just several things. It was a bit nonsensical, perhaps. But at one point, I was able to hear my wife's voice again, which was a nice dream for me.
Nice.
Yes.
Uh,
Then there's another part in a church, which was a bit strange, but
I
when is
dreamed of
being in a church not strange?
Did you enjoy it?
I woke up a bit early. I had to take care of things that happens when you get older.
I see. I dreamed of the night that, that caused us to have to run away.
Was the festival?
Yes. It was strange. It's like watching. You know when a story is recorded, written down in a book, and you can imagine it, visualize it?
Sure. Yes.
This is what it was like, except very vivid. As I was there, I saw myself making the winnings too again. I smile a bit.
I'm sure that will be announced when we return. There will be a prize waiting for you.
I am sure. But remember those priests we defended?
I recall healing you while you were defending the priest, yes?
Yes. You've had to do a lot of that recently, haven't you? Appreciate it.
I enjoy getting where I don't necessarily enjoy the opportunity to heal, but I
was
like
going
being
to
able to heal.
say, I am not going to jump in front of things on purpose so you can enjoy healing. I draw the line there. Just
Whoa.
saying.
I can
Yes.
stab him a little bit if you want.
I would prefer that you did not.
Okay.
There has been enough of that recently.
He is very capable of causing the injuries himself.
Also been a bit unfortunate.
I kid. I'll put a hand on his shoulder for a bit. No, the joke too far.
Yes. It is not my intended. Just not my
Anyway,
intention.
I don't know why I would dream about them, but I heard this voice that was like, watch. And then I saw in slow motion the priest and the conic, you know, the person who blamed us for not saving him, do the worst possible trade, like secret trade, handshake, passing to each other that I have ever seen. And they traded packages with each other, one like a small thing and one like something bigger. I have the word 2 VHSs in my mind. I don't know what that means, but something about this big. I have no idea.
Perhaps you witnessed an amateur drug deal?
There were also two people watching them. A violet cap fungrel and a halfling. Much better at tradecraft than the people. Anyway.
Sorry, what?
I was talking about my dream. My weird dream.
Oh, was there a halfling there? Me?
No, he didn't look nearly as nice as you do.
Oh.
But yes, and a fungrel of the violet caps. Both very good at observing, very discreet.
Yeah, they would be.
Yeah, so I don't know what I saw. That was weird. I ended up in a restaurant where I was able to eat my own stew. It was good.
You have had a restaurant in the past?
Yes. No. I was able to eat the stew that I had made the day itself. Before the fight, before everything.
I'm sure you have tested the stews before you entered into the contest, right?
Yes, I have. Anyway, it was a strange dream.
Dreams are usually quite strange. Usually a bit different from memories.
Maybe. I still wonder if I hallucinated that trade or if it actually happened.
Yeah.
Hmm.
If we
Maybe
run
it's
into
for
the noble Dracula, perhaps you can ask him someday.
the one who's been disowned.
Yes.
Maybe what
Perhaps
was
for
the
that
name of the
drug deal.
noble? Lady Janelle? No,
Jen?
Jen. Yeah. I'll ask her next time we talk. Maybe. I don't know what else. I don't. Oh, it's just weird. Anyway,
Yes.
everyone
Well,
ready? Oh,
yeah.
you were saying, Billy?
Dalia says we are beneath Grand Soul right now, so it is
We
probably
are?
okay to come up and out of the tunnels.
How do you know this? Are you
Math?
muted, Talia? Oh.
No.
Math?
Yeah. Be simple.
Obviously, Toman, it is quite simple.
I didn't see you look at a compass as we were walking down here, but
I've got a really good sense of direction.
underground and roots in a place you've... Okay. Well,
It's a halfling thing. Well, some of us at least.
do I get a feeling she's like hiding the truth as to how, but that she's right?
No, I mean, she looks like she's just kind of embarrassed, to be honest. Like, she's talking about something that she's not used to sharing with people.
I see. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know how she knows, but she is right. We're only about 6 hours from the Fungal City. It'll lead us to the surface.
How do you know that?
I have the spore.
He's a ranger.
About that, there might be a little hitch in the plan, a little bit.
Oh,
Head turns very slowly to Morella.
My mind's a little
I
hazy from last night. I had a lot to drink.
I turn my head without like turning my full body first, like
So I tried reaching out to the colony there, and it seems to not be there at present.
Like, physically gone?
I can't get a sign of anyone, or even
Anyone.
a feeling of like there's a presence in the roots when there's a big colony like that, and I don't feel anything where there should be something. And it's
Maybe
like
it's
that
like
with,
when your hand falls asleep.
you think someone sat on it wrong?
I mean, the roots are alive, right? Maybe someone numbed it.
Yeah, maybe they used the golden spore to numb it.
Oh,
Felt like somebody was using the golden spore for something.
I just can't think of anything else that would have enough power to do anything to the entire colony. But I know we lost contact with the Chone colony too. What, weeks ago now? don't know if there's another golden spore missing out there. It's just a guess anyway.
Moira, I'm going to ask something
Oh, good.
that you might not like to answer, but how well defended are these colonies?
Why would I not want to answer that?
In case we're secretly an army.
You know,
I am secretly army.
Sure.
yes.
They are
How well?
fairly well defended, and I mean, when your entire population can connect all over the world, you tend to know when something's coming for you.
Right. That's what I find strange. Disappearing without any.
You said the other one that has disappeared is the Chone, is that correct?
Yeah,
Well, I learned in Gaiatel the Chone had been attacked by the Red Dawn. Maybe they have a way of blocking it off. Just the connection.
All right.
well, concerning,
They
but
were
at
under
least
siege last
could
I
be
heard,
there.
and the Chone, they hadn't fallen. We were pretty sure. Talia, do you have anything on you that, you had in your home at any time? Any item? Home,
Sure. She pulls her
you wear
pack.
rings,
She
or,
she grabs her pack and just pulls out the journal that you guys had of hers. And she passes it back. This was there for most of my life.
Matt, I'd like to use it to find the shortest and most direct route to her home. Does it match up with the one I got from the Spore?
No, the spore is taking you to the city.
I thought
The
we
most direct
previously established
the most
city
direct
limits.
route. So that is the way you would generally need to go. As you
Okay.
ask this question in this space, you do
Sure.
feel that there is a more direct route that you could take. It's a pretty narrow, tight route that comes up into the surface in the middle of like a mountain range. That's near, very close to your target. You get there pretty quickly, but it's a less hospitable path.
I'll give it back. Say, well, if this is a scenario where we can't pass through the fungal city, the good news is there is another path there. It's actually shorter than going through the city. Feels more dangerous. But we don't know what the city is dealing with.
Maybe it's in someone's pocket somewhere.
City?
Yeah, Pocket City.
Did a
Oh.
castle before.
All right.
Alright, so what's our move? Do we go for the fungal city? Or do we just shoot straight for the other path?
How long is it to the Fungal City, did you say? 5-6 hours of march?
Yeah, half a day's travel.
I think let's just do that. Stick to the plan. We have backup in case something is wrong. Let's get Lady Talia to her grandmother.
We can always change our mind and turn back and go the other way if we need to, right?
Yes. Let's keep this as
Talia,
plan
do
B.
you have something less important in your journal that I could hold on to for the time being in case we need to quickly find our way there? I have to hold something that's been there to know how to get there.
Oh, she goes scurrying through her pack again and comes up with a hairbrush.
Perfect. I will put the hairbrush into a pouch.
I feel like you'll need that.
Yeah,
You can use it anytime we are not actively running away.
Got 3 to 4.
This is how
Yeah, but
Tambin
I read your
treats
journal.
ladies.
Then never mind. I'm keeping it. I lost mine.
Yes.
This is
It
how
is now a
Tambin
monkey
gets
hairbrush.
ladies. Yeah, hairbrushes. Wait. If it becomes yours, does it still point at the other place?
It has to have been there. Possession is
Yes.
not important.
Yes, it is. It's 9/10 of the law.
Yeah, that's why it's my hairbrush now. But it will still work to help us find our way back if we have to.
All right.
So, all right. Is everybody ready to move? I, for one,
Yes.
would like to leave this place.
Yes.
Let's
So you head out, leaving Bloom Keep behind, leaving behind an interesting chapter in on your journey. Morella, you in particular feel kind of a fading connection as you walk away from the keep. It's as if it's, reaching out to you through the mycelium, still communicating with you, just almost like a animal just resting one paw against you, just to make sure you're still there.
Aw. That makes me sad.
Your journey continues toward its somewhat inevitable conclusion as you make your way toward the city you've been walking toward for the past 2 weeks, Tavir Below, to be specific. The colony here in the Roots is known as Tavir Below. It's a not particularly large colony, maybe about 10,000, mostly fungal live here, almost entirely fungal, really. The root colonies tend to be completely homogeneous, or damn close to it. As you approach, none of you really pick up on anything special. The vibe is quiet, just like the Roots have been for the entire walk. Morella, you're the only one who picks up on how weird that is, because as you get closer and closer to a colony, the Roots are 99% empty, but everything that makes the Roots interesting and dangerous and happening, spreads out from the colonies that grow down here and around the Vesir. So, and as you get closer, you expect a certain amount of activity, be it other fungrals moving around or even just animals and wildlife that exist near colonies, and there's none of it. The Roots are dead as you approach, and it is with that particular kind of vibe that you finally come into sight of the main entrance of Tavir Below. It's at the end of a long hall, as many entrances to colonies are. They're made to be, to give the guards lots of line of sight and time to react. And you do see 2 guards standing there at the entrance. One of them is short and broad. One of them is kind of very tall and slender. And you can tell just from their posture, they have noticed you from the moment that you come into sight. They have hefted their spears, and they aren't, aiming them or anything, as silly as that would be at the range they are, but they are holding them, and they have stood up at attention and are watching as you approach. Once you're about 30 feet away, the shorter of the 2 yells out, "State your business, or be,
Before...
or,
Go ahead.
or be getting out of here."
But these are
Sorry?
fungal.
They do appear to be fungal, yeah. So they're armored, so you can't see them very well, but what you can see, they have fungal features.
I'm just going to step in real quick to ask. You said the Roots were dead. Did you mean dead quiet, or like
Quiet,
that?
yes, not like actually dead.
Right,
just-
because they're made of biological material, right?
Correct. That would be a whole other concern. Yes, no.
Right, like that.
Like,
It
be
was like,
worrying.
yeah, that's why. I was-
Morella might have a small, fit on that site, but they're just quiet. It is, like I said, it seems normal to the rest of you. You've been in the Roots for 2 weeks now. This is what it's like, but like I said, Morella, you know better on that one. Will, get out with it. What's you doing here?
We're just making our way through to Grand Soul.
No through traffic.
Some of us. I would also like to get through to Grand Soul.
Same answer as before.
I think you may have lost something recently. And I
He
think
looks
we might
at
have
you.
found it.
And what would that be?
Well, it's about yay big and feels magic.
Damn it.
Kind of, I don't know, I guess golden in color.
You mean to say you've got the spore?
You may have.
Putting it forward.
We would trade this for passage to the surface.
You would bring it forward.
I will take exactly 2 steps forward, so I'm still way out of reach, and then take it out of his pack. I'll take it
You
out of my
see-
pack and show it to him from a distance.
The shorter one puts his spear to the side and takes his helmet off, and you see he's a little older looking, not like ancient, but probably older than you expect a guard on duty to be. And he's got a scar that looks old. He's missing his right eye, but his left eye, he kind of turns his head to bring it, and he looks, and you see him just kind of searching in and. And how did you come to be in possession of the spore?
Well, not far from here. I believe you have a fortress. Had a name. What was it? Something about flowers?
The Bloom Keep.
Blooming Keep. Yeah. Bloomkeep, that was it. And those who stole it were, well, there with it. So we killed them all for you. Keep is free.
You killed them
I
all,
have this. Yeah.
and you brought the spore back.
I brought the spore with me. I would leave it here in exchange for passage to the surface for myself and my friends.
Go.
I would like to try to fungal network
Oh, sure.
into the taller one
The
into
taller one?
his head.
Sure. So his name is Glem.
Glem?
Glem, yes. G-L-E-M.
Glem.
And he is surprisingly receptive as he feels you reaching out. You see his eyes kind of snap towards you as you reach out, and you can tell you have his attention.
I'm gonna say he means well. He doesn't know how important what he's holding is, that's all. But we all mean well.
You get an odd mixture of embarrassment and amusement mixed together. And you hear this kind of like guffaw come out of the tall one for a second. And a second later, the short one just yells out, "Yahoo!" And just runs up and hugs Tambid. You brought it back!
Don't do that, please.
He's got you just up in the air, squeezing. Your back cracks.
Listen. Put me down.
Okay.
Tormund,
I'm-
was like reaching slowly for his like halberd at the time. You know that thing where you're like stand up like and yeah.
We found.
I'll tell you, we've been looking for this thing for the past week since it went missing. We knew
Dude,
they
it
took
was
it, but we
like
didn't know
a
how to find it
short-
back.
It was like a short walk that way.
And we didn't really have the scouts to. You'll see.
Yeah, well, I get that.
My name's Belby. It's a pleasure to meet you. What's your name?
I'm Tambid. These are lovely roots and all, but I would greatly like to leave them.
I think we can probably make that happen. Isn't that right, Glenn? Yeah, I think we can make that happen. Were the heroes that brought back the spore? Yeah, we can send them back up top. Looks over at you, Morella. Howdy, pretty lady.
Howdy. I've got to ask, is something going on in the colony?
They both seem a little less spirited at that moment. We've been through some rough times, but things are looking up now. But you might want to, I'd say take a seat, but that's not going to work. So when you walk through the door, you might just want to steal yourself. And with that, Glam, who's still holding a station next to the door, does open one of the doors. And looking inside, you notice two things. A, the gate, like many fungal colonies, opens up directly into a market. And that this market has been burnt to the ground. There's clear signs of fighting in the somewhat recent past here inside the colony. The market itself, like there's several stalls that have been burnt out. There's a lot of damage around. You can clearly see the line where the whoever was fighting the local fungal here had made a stand. But the other thing that you notice as you look in is just the rows of fungal bodies, just stacked against the wall. Hundreds of them, if not thousands, down in this area. I say bodies, they're not dead. Morella, you can tell now that you're in proximity. There's something wrong with the network here, but you can connect to these people now that you're this close. And you can tell that all of these fungal are alive, but they are in a coma of some sort. They're dead to the world, no matter how you try to connect with them. Glenn looks back at you, and so about 90% of the column have fell down after the last fight.
They just fell down?
Yeah, didn't get back up. We're still working on that part. And I think that's a good place for us to stop for tonight.
All right.
Oh my.
We've reached Tavir below.
World genocide.
The story is ready to continue. They're not dead yet.
Well,
Um,
homicide.
I hope you guys had fun playing. Chat, I'm sorry we didn't really come to you guys today with stuff. We had some, big story moments to hammer out. I promise next week we'll have things for you to be involved in right from the get-go, and we'll keep you nice and part of the story. And with that, we'll see you guys next week. Keep an eye out on our YouTube for any other stuff we might have going. I expect there'll be a new podcast popping up in the near future there, so heads up. And we'll see you next week where you can come back and help us write the story.
Auf Wiedersehen.